All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here. My name is Travis Flaherty, and I got to tell you that I am so excited about tonight's presentation. Today has just been a freeing day all the way around, and I'm very excited to introduce you to APL Go. We're going to be talking about an opportunity tonight that many of us are very, very excited about. And I'll tell you a couple of the things that I really love about this company before we get started. First and foremost, I believe that everything rises and falls on leadership. And I love the owners of this company. I've had a chance to get to know them over the course of the last month and a half or so, and I can tell you that they are the real deal. Just genuine, caring. I've had a chance to spend some time with them personally, and I could not be more excited about who they are, their vision for the company, and you're going to be learning a little bit more about them tonight. I'm excited about the products. This is a product that's never been done before, and you're going to be learning about the new delivery system and the amazing products that we have. You're also going to be hearing about one of the most incredible compensation plans. Am I right, Sherry Girl? That I have ever experienced in network marketing. And I'm going to be going through it here a little later on in the presentation tonight. And so with that, I'm going to go ahead and jump right in. I'm excited to introduce you to the world's first DNA anion or negative ion DNA drop. So negative ions are not new. You've probably heard of negative ion filters before, negative ion water. Negative ions have tremendous health benefits. So let's talk a little bit about where they come from. So if you've ever walked outside after a lightning storm and the air feels different, there's a reason for that. It's because the air is negative charged. It's not just a feeling of awe. If you've ever been hiking before, I know my friends Kevin and Sarah are on here. They love to go hiking all the time. If you've ever been at the beach, you know, I know Alicia and Matt are probably on tonight, and I know that they love to go to the beach. When you're at the beach and you have overlapping water that continues to come from the ocean surf, it creates the same type of negative ions. If you've ever been to a waterfall, hiked up to a waterfall before, and you feel that feeling of awe, of course, some of that's just because you're away from the hustle and bustle, but there is a scientific reason for that, and it's because the air is charged with negative ions. Now, one thing that I didn't know is that lightning strikes the earth 8 million times a day, and these strikes carry a negative charge of energy that helps fertilize our plants, and it adds to their overall potency. And we all know that plants and herbs are harvested for their healing properties, but the challenge is that once they're picked, they immediately begin to lose that negative charge. And it's that negative charge that's great for our bodies because our bodies are positive charged. So what I want to introduce you to is something called high energy science. The way that it works is that we first handpick these botanicals in Italy at peak of our harvest season. And then what we do is we use our patented and proprietary technology. It's called accumulate SA technology to restore the anionic energy back into the plants while extracting the DNA. So essentially what our technology does is we get these herbs, we get these botanicals, and we put them into a machine. And the machine violently shakes the machine. And what happens is it actually separates the fibers from the plant itself. And we go in and we extract the DNA, the most potent parts of these plants, of these botanicals. And then what we do is we inject them into these droplets. And then we have a crystallization process that secures the purity of these droplets. And from there, what we end up with is the world's first DNA anion droplet. Then what we do is we put it into a chamber that recreates the effects of lightning, and it negative charges these droplets. So we've created 15 delicious drop formulas, each unique in ingredients and function. What's cool is that the drops are Halal and Kosher certified. They're also registered with the FDA. Now, if you've ever taken supplements before, sometimes you take a supplement and you know it's good for you, but you just don't feel it. One of the great things about this particular product is that they work really quickly. Think about for a moment if you've ever gone to the doctor and they tell you to put a little capsule underneath your tongue. Why do they tell you to do that? Because it's the fastest way into your bloodstream. Now, we don't tell people to put it under its tongue. It's not a medicine. However, it works the same way in the sense that it's going to absorb through your mucous membrane. So it's quick. And what I can tell you is that you feel many of these products within the first couple of minutes that you take it. They're convenient. That you take a drop and you put it into your mouth and you hold it until it dissolves. You can do it anywhere, anytime. You don't need to stir it. You don't need to shake it. You don't need to swallow it. They're delicious. They taste great. That was one of my biggest concerns. Let me ask you, for those of you that have tried the droplets, drop into the comments section, and I would love to know from you, how do you think that they taste, or what is your favorite flavor? Guys, they're delicious. And not only that, but they're attractive, they're safe, and they're unique. There is one company in the entire world that produces an anion droplet with this type of delivery system. Now, I want to point out for the moment just the branding. They're eye-catchy. I was in a company about 15 years ago, and the product, it was a little packet that you rip the top off. We used to say, rip it, and sip it. And you know what? Everybody would pass out these little gel packs. And you know what? They were eye-catching. And the company was built around sampling. And when I looked at this product, it brought me back to this particular company. The company's called Agile, for some of you who've been around for a while. And what's interesting is the owner of this company actually got his start in Agile back in 2005. But the branding looks fantastic. 15 different drops, 15 different experiences. Let's talk a little bit about innovation for a moment. So you, of course, some of us were around when there were records, and then it went to cassettes, right? You carried your little Walkman around. Then it was CDs. I remember, like, when I was in high school, I thought it was so cool because I had the book full of like 300 CDs. All of a sudden, the MP3 player came out, and those CDs were useless, right? In the same way, we've seen the supplement industry evolve, right? 80s and 90s, what do we have? We had tons of powders out there. They had to be diluted. They're inconvenient. They don't always taste good. Then who remembers the liquid vitamin craze, right? It's like, oh, these absorb a lot better for you, but they didn't always taste so good. Pills and capsules. How many of you don't really like to swallow pills? I do fall into that category. Then you have juices and gels, and again, they're not always the most convenient. And now you have APL Go drops, which they work fast, they're convenient, and they're delicious. Let me ask you a question. If both of these hands did the exact same thing, which would you prefer to take? Would you prefer to take a handful of pills and swallow them down every day, or would you rather put a delicious tasting drop into your mouth and know that very quickly it's absorbing into your bloodstream? Why is that? Because it's avoiding the digestion process. So whatever we put into the delivery system, 95% of that is making its way into your bloodstream right away. Now, we've got a few different collections, and one of the things that I want to point out is pricing. Now more than ever before in the history of our economy, people are looking for solutions, and they have no idea where to turn. The pandemic has definitely taken its toll on a lot of people in America today. And so I think that price point, especially in the network marketing industry, has to be conducive with the marketplace. And so what I love is that our associates get the products at wholesale. So look at that, $25. And guys, to be qualified as an associate, it is 40 PV, which equates to $50. $50 to be qualified. It concerns me when you have products or price points where you see, $150, $200, and you add in shipping. That concerns me when it comes to the direct sales industry right now from a retention standpoint. And when I look at companies that are thriving right now in the industry, what I'm seeing are companies that are low price points, simple to share sampling programs, and that is exactly what we have. Now, let me go through just a couple of these products. So we have our daily collection. GRW, great immune system. GTS, fantastic for energy. Norm, you're going to be hearing a little bit more about that. Helps support a healthy and natural blood sugar. Power is my favorite. I take it every single morning for vitality. You both have men's and women's vitality. You have Relax, which is fantastic, not just to help you calm down in the evening, which I definitely need because I have one of those brains that never shuts off, but it's also really good for people that struggle with anxiety and depression. We have Slide, which for those that struggle with aches and pains, tendonitis, bursitis, shoulder pain, knee pain, you name it. We have STP, where we've had some people with tremendous testimonials that have focused around migraines. Then we have our Premier Collection, Alt. We have some individuals that have had just some remarkable testimonials focused around allergy. So this is targeting breathing. HPR, we're talking about detox. There's ingredients that are targeting the liver. We have heart support. We have ICE, which is all about digestion. And then, of course, MLS, which is all about the mind and supporting the mind as well. So let's kind of break it down a little bit further. We have two products in our Premier Collection, which is Beauty and Brain. Now, I want to share some of my favorites with you. And I want you to see some of the ingredients that are in these products. First of all, again, they're all organic. They're all natural, Halal, Kosher certified. And let's talk a little bit about Relax for a moment. So the first product that I ever took was this. I had my samples that came, and I took the product in the evening, and I struggle to go to bed at night. My brain just does not shut off. And I took an RLX, and the next thing I remember, I woke up in the morning. And I remember saying to Summer, my wife, I said, I don't know if it's placebo or if that product worked that fast, but I slept so good last night. And since then, this has become part of my normal regimen. And if you look at some of the ingredients, I would encourage you, course, you've probably heard of chamomile before, Siberian ginseng. I would encourage you to look up ashwagandha and look at the health benefits that are associated with just that one ingredient. We actually give this to our 4-year-old. We have 6 children, 3 boys, 3 girls, and our youngest, we were blessed to have the one that has the most energy. And you know what? He just goes, and I think it's payback for me, as you know, me when I was a kid. And so we give him these relaxes, and it makes a huge difference for him. BRN, this is one that a lot of people love. I took one right before this presentation, and it helps me just bring things into focus. And if you look at all of the amazing ingredients, ashwagandha, ginkgo biloba, I'm sure you've heard of, ginseng, fantastic for you. Ginger root, some fantastic conversations that are happening around health and ginger root right now. Turmeric, of course, anti-inflammation properties. You know, I could go on and on. Green tea, I mean, green tea in itself has tremendous health benefits. All of this is inside this little drop. There's 30 drops in every single box. Slide, we have all kinds of testimonials. Look at the first 2 ingredients, ginger and turmeric. This is targeting joint pain, movement, flexibility, healthy inflammation response. For those with it that have a lot of physical exertion, it's promoting bone health. Beauty is my wife's favorite. She loves this product. Again, look at all the different ingredients. You've got so much going on here, from chamomile flowers, apple, aloe vera, green tea, pomegranate seeds, rowan berry. There's so much going on here. It focuses on immune response and cellular renewal, body defense against free radical damage, skin texture, brightness and maintaining elasticity of your skin, skin around your eyes. Ice is all about digestion. You know, our digestion, you know, your gut is the epicenter of your immune system. And so you've got some amazing ingredients that are in here, sea buckthorn, licorice, chamomile, that are targeting gut health. One thing I love about these products is that we didn't go to Tibet and climb to the tallest mountain and come back with new ingredients that you've never heard of, some new superfood that we're here to tell you is gonna cure you of all of your ailments. Every one of these ingredients that you can go and research online, you can go to pubmed.gov, type the ingredients in, and you can see for yourself what these products are doing for you. GRW is one that my children love. The taste is garden grape, tastes fantastic, all about immunity, hair vitality, nail strength, metabolic balance. Of course, immunity is important right now, so our kids get one of these every single day. One of the unique things about this company that I loved is that we own the entire supply line from start to finish. There is no third party. We actually own the science. We own the technology. We actually have a 48,000 square foot facility in Moldova. We have 5 different warehouses strategically placed around the world, and we have the capability of producing anywhere from 40,000 to 50,000 boxes in one 8-hour shift. You know, I was with Sergi the other day, and he was telling me that there's only 4 people in the entire company that know the entire process from start to finish to be able to make these actual droplets. You know, as simple as they might look, there's actually 20 years of science and research that's gone into them. And there's all kinds of different, you know, it has to be a certain temperature. The crystallization has to happen a certain way. The way that you're embedding the DNA out of these particular botanicals, all of that has to be just right. In 8.5 years, no one has ever tried to copy the delivery system. The products are real. They're the real deal. We're registered with the FDA. One thing about Sergi is and you'll learn more about the company here and the origin of the company, but when he came here to the United States, you know, he realized that if he wanted to be able to take this company around the world, he really wanted to go global, he had to have a foundation in the USA. So he moved his family here a few years ago, and he spent the last 18 months getting everything ready for the United States market. You know, as he says, he wanted to attract the network marketing professionals in the USA. That is his dream. And one thing that he did is he actually went as far as to register with the FDA. Not everybody does this. In fact, very few do. So we have our ISO 22000 or ISO 9001, again, kosher and halal certified, just speaks to the standards when it comes to producing these products. I want to talk a little bit for a moment about the founders. You know, Sergi he's an exceptional guy. He's all heart. He is Russian, speaks through translation. And he got involved in his first network marketing company when he was 19 years old. Kind of an interesting, fun side note. The first company that he started in 2005 was the same company that my wife and I started in. Again, Agile. Started at 19, made his first $1 million by the time that he was 21 years old, and became a very successful businessman. He heard about this technology through a friend who had a fear of flying. And it was such a severe fear that he actually went to the doctor for it. And the doctor gave him some of these droplets and said, listen, take a couple of these right before you get on the plane, and it'll help you just relax a little bit. It'll help you with your anxiety. And so he pulled him out on the plane, and Sergi saw him and said, what are those? And he told him a little bit about him. When he got home, he asked to be introduced to the doctor. Met the doctor, and the doctor says, well, my friend is a professor. He's a doctor. He's been working on this technology for 20 years. He's the one that makes these. So Sergi got on the phone with him that night. They had a great conversation. The next morning, he got on a plane and he flew to Italy. He called the guy up again and says, I'm here. And he says, what do you mean you're here? Where? And he says, I'm here in your city. I want to come see your technology. And so they did. And 10 days later, he actually bought the entire facility and the rights to the products. And that was 8.5 years ago. He's in his young 30s. An interesting fact about him is he is just as well known. He is a master magician and an illusionist. And he's just as well known in Europe as David Copperfield is here in the United States. So he brings that energy, that wonderment, that fun to all of their events, to the culture. And you're going to see some of that here in just a few minutes. Olga is his wife, and she has her master's degree in marketing. So as you start to see the branding on the packaging, the branding on the websites, that's all Olga, and she does an amazing job. You know, of course, here in the United States, it's all about customers, right? The regulators want to see a customer-friendly model. And so that's what they've been working on. They've been, making sure that we really are catered to customers. And so we've got 3 different types of customers. We have retail customers where they can order directly from you, come to your link, they can order the products, they can get 10% off retail prices if given an invitation link. We have preferred customers that get 10% off retail prices, plus convenient monthly go ship or our auto ship delivery. And then finally, we have our Prime customers, kind of like Amazon Prime. You spend $25 one time annually, and you get 20 to 50% off as a Prime member. So a couple of different ways that you can be a customer. One of the cool things about this company is they're 8.5 years old, generated over $250 million in revenue, over $100 million in revenue this year. And what's interesting is that they've done that primarily out of Russia, out of surrounding markets like Kazakhstan and Russian-speaking communities. Now, nothing against Russia, but think about it. Russia has 2 classes, very poor and very wealthy. They don't necessarily have a middle class. And so the fact that they've been able to establish themselves and to be able to have the kind of success that they've had is remarkable. So we're now expanding and focusing on USA. We're focusing on UAE. We're focusing on Australia. We're in the same soft launch whisper campaign in Australia as we are here in the United States. We are getting ready to go to Mexico as well. So we're expanding all around the world. We're currently shipping to over 50 different countries. Just some more fun facts. Again, we're up to 290,000 associates now, 1,500 paid vacations. One of my favorite here is that they've given away over $4 million in jewelry, in cars, and household appliances. And I share that because the culture in Europe is a little bit different. They're a little bit more over the top. They're a little bit more grand and formal in everything they do. The events that are over there, they go from like 10 in the morning until 10 at night. But Sergi loves to just do big surprises, over the top surprises. At their 1-year anniversary, he actually gave away 44 cars at their first anniversary of the company that nobody knew was going to happen. So he loves to surprise his distributors. Summer and I have had an opportunity to be able to see his big heart in action. And it's just different. I don't know how else to explain it. You have a couple of different ways that you can get involved with the company. You can obviously get involved as a customer. You can, as a free sign up. We have a $25 Prime member, a Prime opportunity for you as well, or you can become an associate. To become an associate, it's $25. And then you're going to choose between 6 starter Go kits that help you to gain access to the fullness of the compensation plan. They range anywhere from $100 to $3,000. Now I got to pause here for a moment, and I want to really emphasize the compensation plan. They've done something in this compensation plan that I've never seen before in any network marketing company in almost 16 years. In most companies, when you join, there are ranks, right? And you have to work your way through those ranks. The more sales volume that you have, the higher the rank. The higher the rank, the more it opens up the fullness of the compensation plan, which means that you're getting paid a little bit deeper. The percentages start to get a little bit higher. You start to access car bonuses. You start to access lifestyle bonuses. That happens as you progress to the top levels in the plan. Let's call it diamond as the top level. Well, here's the thing. Company owners know that a very small percentage of people are actually going to make it to the top, right? They know that most of the people are going to be within those first 3 or 4 ranks. So you'll notice that's where the least amount of money is paid out. Sergi didn't like that. So what he did is something totally unique to the industry. He said, we are going to give every single person an opportunity from day one when they get started to earn the same percentages that somebody that would be a diamond in another plan would receive when they finally qualify at the diamond level. And so I want to go through that. And just to give you an example before we get into the specifics of it, I want you to see this slide. I just pulled this off of Business for Home. And I want to just give you an example. So on the left-hand side is a very well-known company here in the United States. That company is often, companies compare their comp plan to this particular comp plan because it's an exceptional plan. They've got people that are making great money. I won't give you the name of the company, but they're very, very well known. Now, if you look, in 2015, that company did 1 million. Then they did 5 million. Then they did 7 million. And then 2018, you had a CBD craze hit. And they went to 100 million, right? Then they went to 170 million. Well, if you look at the payout of this particular company that everybody raves about, it was 35%. Now, what's interesting is a lot of times people will say, well, we pay out 50, we pay out 60%. But what they don't tell you is they're talking about of the volume, not necessarily the dollar amount. So what Ted Newton does over at Business for Home is he publishes the top 100 companies that have the highest amount of payouts every single year. And to make this list, you actually have to submit your tax return. And what he looks at is 2 things. He looks at the gross revenue coming in and how much money went out in commissions. You can't play around with the numbers there. There's no fuzzy math. It's just the percentage. And so on the left, they paid out 35% in dollar amount. If you look at the right, that's APL Go. In 2015, 10 million, 40 million, 50 million, 55 million, 87 million. By the way, I like that growth rather than going from 7 million to 100 million because a lot of times when you see that, it's associated with hype. I like steady, I like stable growth. But look at the commission payout on the dollar last year, 63%. Guys, their top earners are earning close to $500,000 in Russia. They have over 1,500 documented people earning 6 figures per year in this comp plan. My neighbor right next door is the CEO of Isogenics, great company. Guess what? They don't have 1,500 people earning 6 figures a year. So when I saw that, it all comes back to what he did with the statuses, allowing people to be able to determine how they're going to be paid. And I'm going to give you some examples. So a couple of different ways that you get paid. First of all, start bonus, very simple. When you enroll somebody into the business, depending on where they get started, there's a percentage associated with that. Now, the percentage is based on the dollar amount of the pack, not volume, another trick of the trade in the industry, right? Sometimes you'll see higher percentages, but they're paying you on the volume. So depending on where somebody gets started, you can earn up to $600 in commissions every time somebody enrolls into the business. This is where the status starts to kick in. Now, we're not a binary, but it kind of looks a little bit like a binary. We call it a ninary, and I'll explain why in a moment. But everything starts off with 2 legs, one on your left, one on your right, very similar to a binary. The average, by the way, binary pays out about 10% lesser leg. Now, some plans, as you progress in the plan, you'll go from 10 to 12 to 14, 16, 18, eventually 20%. You can earn your way to 20% as you progress in rank. If you take a look here, depending on what status, what package that you choose to purchase, it determines what your status is. So if I come in at a promoter, I start out at 10%. But if I come in at a diamond, I'm already at 30%. Now, some of you might say, well, is that pay to play? No, because you can earn your way there through customer volume as well. But what this does is it allows people to be able to get into the back end of the plan where it's paying out the most amount of commissions right from day one. Now, here's the deal. If you don't want to start out at a diamond, you don't have to. But what happens is you can upgrade at any time. What is flowing through the front end of this plan are all the new packs that are coming in the door, all the new packs and all of the upgrades to status. So at any given month, what you have is new packs coming in the door, but you also see a lot of volume that's coming because people are constantly moving up in status. Some people want to go from 100 to 200 in their status. Some people want to go from 400 to 600, so they pay the difference. They check a little box that says, I want to upgrade to status. All of that is rolling through the binary, which is paying out 30 or up to 30%, depending on where you are in the tree. Again, guys, I've been in plans where it took me years to get to the top rank in that plan, 2 years. to get to a point where I'm earning these kind of percentage that they're allowing you to be able to earn right from the very beginning. And it shows right here. That's the biggest difference between the 35 and 63%. Now, again, I mentioned that this is only the first purchase, right? The pack coming in the door and all upgrades. Now, they also have an incredible matching bonus. The matching bonus is on the group bonus, what I just shared with you. And the way that it works is you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 across the top. Very simple. Wherever you sponsor, doesn't matter where they are in the binary, they're first level to you. You hit manager, which just means you have one on the left, one on the right. You're already getting a 20% match, which means everybody that you sponsor, when they get a check every week, you're going to get a 20% match of that check. But as it continues to move through 7 levels, you can see, or all the way down, you can get 7 levels of a check match, which is incredible. You know, many companies give you maybe 1 level, 2 levels of a check match, giving you an opportunity to be able to get a 7-level check match on all of that volume that's flowing on the 30% payout is incredible. Now, if you look at the qualifications, I want to point out 40 PV requirement all the way through the first 4 ranks. That's $50. By the time that you get to 100 PV, you're at 5,000 in volume. Multiply that times 30%. That's $1,500 in income before you have to even move up to 100 in PV. Now, we do have ranks in this plan. The only place where ranks come into play, what they do is they add up your monthly volume. They take a look at your left team and your right team. They add up the lesser leg for 4 weeks. Whatever that total is determines your monthly rank. Monthly rank is what determines your match. Now, here's the fun thing. After the first purchase and all of upgrades to status, we know we're going through a binary. Why is that good? Because you get the speed and the sense of urgency of a binary. It's exciting. It pays through infinity, but we all know a unilevel is where you're going to get that stability. It's more friendly to the beginners. So here's what's great. After the first orders and upgrades, all repeat orders are paid through the unilevel. Now, I want to point out something just to give you an idea of kind of the owner's mentality when he created this plan. Most unilevels, go look at the industry, start off at a higher level. Let's say they're 10% level 1, then they go to 9, then they go to 8, 7, 6, 5. Why? Because they know that as your organization gets deeper, it gets larger, so they pay out less. That's always bothered Sergi. He said, no, it should be the other way around. As your organization gets bigger, they should be paying you out more. So you notice, it goes 5, then it goes 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, which allows you to be able to increase your earnings as your organization gets bigger. But take a look at the right-hand side. If I choose to come in at a diamond or upgrade to a diamond, I automatically go to 10%. Again, think about it for a moment. Think of ranks, you know, starting at a bronze, silver, gold, and platinum, and diamond. Think of each of those ranks just as buckets. And what owners are doing is they're saying, how much do we want to put into each one of these buckets? And they put the smallest amount of percentages in this first 3 or 4 buckets. And you have to earn all the way to the top buckets, right, to diamond, before you ever get to the point where you open up the fullness of the compensation plan. You have an opportunity to be able to get there right from the very beginning in this plan, not only on the front end, but in the unilevel as well. So what it does is it brings so many more people into the fullness of the plan and creates significant income opportunities. Now, what's the challenge with the unilevel? They're shallow, right? If you get paid down 6 levels, well, what happens below that? See that little infinity level? What happens is once you hit a national director or above in this plan, you can earn through infinity in the unilevel as well. So you're not just capped on the unilevel side. All kinds of fun little bonuses. We've got an activity bonus that rewards those that have been on auto ship for a year. We have a lifestyle bonus up to $300 a month when you've been here for a year. Entertainment bonus. You can earn anywhere from $1,000 to $3,000 to be able to go and do whatever it is that you want to do. You know, our owner, I told you he loves surprises. He actually gave the top earners, he bought each one of them an apartment of a country of their choice to say thank you for being with him. Client bonus. So when somebody comes in on your website, buys as a customer, you get 30% of the retail sales, but you also get the rest of that is converted to PV and it rolls through the tree as well. And then finally, we have luxury bonuses. There's just a lot of fun. Again, they love to do gifts. They love to shower their leaders with different prizes and surprises. You know, I talked to you a little bit earlier about culture. I believe that when culture and community align, that's when momentum occurs. These guys are doing something at an entirely different level. They love to have fun. They have 2 big events every year. The first is the annual convention. Every November, to celebrate just the yearly achievements. Every year, the company has a theme. 2019, it was magic. This year, it's family. And they love to party. They love to get together, and they do events at an entirely different level. Last year, they had an event at the Bellagio. Sergey flew to the Bellagio and rehearsed for a year to put on a show. It was an 8-hour show. They do things a little different. And he did 46 grand illusions at the Bellagio as part of their overall event. I mean, we're talking fire and just things at a totally different level. He also has the leaders get to come and celebrate with him on his birthday every year. This year in January, they rented out a Medici castle in Venice, and they're actually having a ball, and you get to go stay at the Medici castle. Last year, they went to Cuba. He rented hundreds of those colorful cars that you see in Cuba, and they toured the islands. So they just do things at an entirely different level. You can go onto our website, just watch some of the videos of their events, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. You know, I've been involved in this industry as a top earner. I've actually owned my own company. I've also been a consultant. What I love when I look at APL Go is there's a convergence of forces that's coming together here that's very unique. He's got an amazing owner. He's truly one in a million. And some of you guys that were on the president's call last night got to feel that a little bit from him. They've got exceptional products that are unique. And by the way, they have an amazing beauty line. I mean, out of this world, clean, beautiful. I think it's 8 or 9 different products. And you'll see that soon here in the United States as well. The events and travel, the Travel APL Club is just over the top. The compensation plan is unlike anything that we've seen before. And we're in the process of working with them right now to help with the sampling systems, to be able to help with a number of the different resources, apps that you guys need to be able to go out and grow your business. Currently, right now, we are in what's called a whisper campaign. Guys, we just turned the website on a few weeks ago. There's a few hundred people that are registered here in the United States. Nobody knows the name APL Go. Nobody. Well, maybe a few of you now do. But here's the thing. That's going to change very quickly. The pre-launch is scheduled for about 60 days out. You know what I always say? People tend to hear about companies when they're pre-launching, if they're lucky. But you know what? There's already 5,000 people in the deal. Just most people don't know it. You know why? Because they got involved during a whisper campaign. And that is exactly where we are right now. So you have your associate kits, 100, 200, 400, 600. It determines your status when you come in the door. We have our pro kits, VIP and Diamond. You can upgrade at any time. You know, we talked about some of the apps we're working right now with Rapid Funnel to bring to you one of the most incredible tools. You know, you'll see, we don't even have our full back office launched yet. Our tools, everything will come as we get to the pre-launch. We do have let me rephrase that. We do have a back office. You can go in, place orders, we're shipping products, paying our distributors, but the bells and whistles will be turned on here in about 45 to 60 days. Sample kits are now in your back office. Very excited about this. So we know sampling is a big part of building this business. You know, for me, I immediately ordered samples, and let me tell you what I did. So I reached out to some friends and I said, listen, I've got something I'm working on. I'm super excited about. I want to send you a free gift. Everybody loves a free gift, so of course they gave me their address. I put a little sticky note right on the front that just said, call me as soon as you get this. So what do you think happened? As soon as they got it, or text me as soon as you get this. They started texting pictures of them, either holding it up or, you know, pictures of the actual sample kit. I immediately called them. They answered the phone. I said, listen, you're not going to believe what people are saying about this product. I'm going to send you a link to a testimonial group. You have got to see what people are saying about these drops. We have an amazing testimonial group. If you haven't been there yet, the person that invited you here can send you a link. You got to see what people are saying, how this product is making a difference in their life. So sampling is a great way to build the business. And what I love is, I always say that success in network marketing, if you want to know what it looks like duplication. Duplication comes from simplicity. And that's exactly what this allows. So I can tell you this, we are definitely the fastest growing team in the entire company. We've got some superstars that are on this call here tonight that I think we dominated the top 10 recruiters. Now keep in mind, there's 290,000 distributors worldwide. But let me tell you something, and I'm going to close on this. We were at dinner with the owner not too long ago, and he did a toast. And he starts to get emotional, and he's speaking through a translator. Felix was there, and Felix is over the USA, and he says, you know, I just said to my friend Felix that this is a monumental moment for us. And I says, well, what do you mean? And he says, well, I feel like we've arrived. He says, here we are sitting here with these amazing leaders, and I've worked for 8.5 years to get here. Kind of gives me the chills. 8.5 years to get here to the United States, where we are now attracting the professionals, and we will now be respected all around the world. Told me that his goal and his dream, and he believes that our comp plan can do it, is at the 10-year anniversary, 18 months from now, to have 18 people that are earning $1 million a month in this plan. And he showed me exactly how to do it. I can tell you this. I'm excited about this. Right price points, unique products. Nobody knows about it. It's fun. It's light. It's simple. And we're going to go build this thing. So for those of you that are here tonight and you're hearing about this for the first time, we invite you to get back to the person that had shared this presentation with you. If you're catching this replay, we encourage you to go check out our testimonial group. Get back to the person that invited you here. Make sure that you get your questions answered. And with that, I think I'm going to go pop another drop, is what we call it. And I want to invite you guys to do the same thing. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for attending tonight. We're going to be doing these almost, well, not just almost, we're going to be doing these daily, sometimes twice a day over the course of the next 30 days. We're going to be losing our voices as we kick this thing off officially. So who's ready to go? That's what I want to know. Thank you guys for tuning in. You guys have a great day today.